All right. Okay. So next up we got BluPrint. Long-standing duck hunt. He's been around since the Smash 4 era. So he's been playing duck hunt for a very, very, very long time. So reason I call this Laredo Slayer matchup is for some odd reason he's just historically had a really, really, really hard time with this matchup. Okay, that's good. He finally did that. I just remember he was still having a really, really hard time with just fighting them in general. Hold up, gotta do this real quick. That cord was tangled and it was bothering me. So request, yeah, I would say if you're in the Discord, post your VOD in there, and then that'll be the best way for me to see it. I do have a lot to go through, so post it in there. I mentioned it's a duck hunt VOD that you have, and then yeah, I don't know why he's always struggled with this matchup. There aren't too many juniors in Japan, but the juniors that are there are actually really, really, really good. So hopefully he trains with them one day. I mean, if he beat Taternator and all that's fine. I don't think he really has to worry about too much about practicing it then. But it's still worth doing. Junior is a bit different from what he was in Smash 4 because he actually works now, and he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Of course, he still has the same flaws that sort of plagued him in Smash 4 in terms of overall character design. But the thing is, he actually functions the way he's supposed to, which helped him out a lot significantly. The main thing with Junior is that the funny thing about this matchup is that you actually can't sit back and outcamp him just because Cannonball will literally just rip through everything. And it's not like K-Rules where if you hit it, it'll stop it. It'll just keep moving no matter what you do to it. So that always presents a very unique dynamic to it. But generally speaking, they're not going to be doing that unless they just don't want to approach you. And then generally speaking, the Mecha Koopa's not going to worry too much about your projectiles just because that walks along the ground. So you do have to be aware of that. But of course, if you shield it and falls over, then you can use it against him. But the main thing is that his punish game is really, really good. It's very strong. He will kill Duck Hunt extremely early. His edge guard against Duck Hunt, very good as well. Just because like how long he can stay off stage, and then just how strong his moves are, and they're disjointed too. So a lot of positives on that end. However, his frame data is pretty lackluster for the most part, so you can abuse that like absolutely crazy. And then he also does have like that unfortunate design choice where it's like if you hit the car, he takes less damage and less knockback, but if you hit the junior, then he gets launched like crazy. So if you like do things like back air against him in the right area, he can just go flying. And then if he's tumbling too, like you could just do some really wacky things where he just dies early. So those are some things. Also, the projectiles are just really good at exploiting him. Now that his side B works properly, he can just kind of like barrel through Clay Pigeon a lot easier than before. Before he could just kind of toss it and he would just die. Where now it's like you at least need to aim it if he's going for that. And then, if you have Can controlling the air, and you have Gunman controlling the ground, or even like Clay Pigeon to an extent, it can be really hard for him to just get anything started. What the Billiam? Thanks for following. So yeah, that's what you're abusing against Junior. His bad frame data, you can trap him very easily. You can keep him juggled forever. Not too hard to edgeguard as well. It's just the main thing you need to keep an eye for is air dodge from up B to hammer. Because that can just destroy you at like 80%. So gotta always be careful with that. So we'll see what BluPrint does. I'm assuming he was not familiar with this matchup at all. And to be fair, no one really is. So I can't blame you for losing to a junior if you have never really played it or if you've never been able to sit down and practice it, which I think that's the more important thing. So that kind of highlights like kind of a difference with like K-Rule versus Junior right here is like that Cannonball did not even care about cannon. It's just going through no matter what. So if you do set up a Gunman or a Clay Pigeon, not only will it break through it, it will barrel through it as well. So that's a very important distinction with that. And the other thing too is like he can, with the exception of Clay Pigeon, he can just kind of follow behind it. And now that Gunman's no longer transcendent, I do believe the Cannonball blocks it as well. So he can just kind of approach behind that. So very, very good approach option for him. And like in that case with Can there, you have to ping it so it would punish him. That was really good. I like that he went for the coverage there, controlling center stage, kind of just putting Junior in a bad. Oh wow! Oh, see, look how scared. Look how much that one cannonball just did for Junior right there. So okay, so you got this really awkward height there. So like even if you're doing short hops, that's still gonna cover it. It hits the gunman. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Wait, he did a second. Wait, what did he? He got 2 out. Wow, I actually missed that second one. Yeah. So he was able to throw out that cannonball, blocked the can, and because like there's so many explosions there, you're still focusing on that one. That's still plowing through. That's going to cover the platform, so you can't land on there. And then when he decides to go for the clay pigeon, it's really weird because there's just kind of a bubble of if you hit around duck hunt, the clay pigeon's going to explode. So yes, like oh wait, oh no, he turned it around first, so that's how it hit it. So if you ever wondered why clay pigeon explodes in front of you, this is the reason why. It doesn't start behind, it starts here, then it goes behind, which we'll probably see in a second. Yes, he starts in front, then he's turning behind. Now it has broken. So yeah, that. Yeah. So yeah, that's the main thing with Cannonball. Cannonball's very, very good for just anti-duck hunt projectile. So I think that does throw off a lot of duck hunts for a loop. But yeah, that move is good now, at least against duck hunt. It actually did get pretty decent in general, though. I do have to say that. And that's the other thing too, is when the cannonball is falling down, it's still an active hitbox. So got to be careful with that too. If you're at this, let's just for reference sake, let's just see where he was when the cannonball launched. Okay, so if you're at this distance, so platform here, so edge of platform to edge of platform, that's where the cannonball's going to drop. So a little visual aid there of how far it goes before it falls down uncharged. Because charged cannonball is a very different story from uncharged. So like there, he could have gotten an up air and then actually might have set up for the kill. That wait, what percentage was he at? Let's look. 84. Ooh, yeah, he's dead. And it wasn't like even like he might be dead. I was like, you're dead. So probably at 65, he might have been able to clear out his stock there. 65, 70. I would have put it past the power of that move. Of course, there is a weak hitbox to hammer as well, so you can live it a little bit longer sometimes. But like it was convincingly dead there. Yeah, I mean, overall, he was doing a really good job of just kind of avoiding the things that you need to. It's just, Junior hurts. So So in this case, whenever you get somebody really high juggled in that scenario, which you just did here, just short hop canned that way, so you have that platform covered. And then if he's coming down this way, you can cover platform and you can cover this whole space here. Just something to always keep in mind. You want to cover as many options as you can in this scenario. There we go, yeah. So down air used to be really safe on shield. That's no longer the case. I love how like they talk about Wii Fit Trainer being good and then they mention smash attacks. Okay, yeah, optimal choice to go for Clay Pigeon there, and good on him to go for that high jump to avoid that. What was it? To avoid the Mecha Koopa. That was really good awareness from BluPrint. And that's actually one thing I should mention about Junior is just like in Smash 4, if you have a weak lingering hitbox and you just tap him when he's out of his cart, he'll die. So our Nair is really good for just obliterating him. Oh no. Let's see what happens. That was really good awareness from BluPrint just to get around everything there. Good coverage of that can. We'll live that. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, so things to keep in mind. That this is a very classic ledge setup from Junior. You throw that out, you're ready to cover the roll because like, oh no, there's an explosion. I might die. And then they're ready. They're always ready for that. So just keep that in mind. That's a very basic Junior setup there. Very bad clay pigeon there. Even if the cart was there, it would have just gone right through it. Yeah, so if you are going to cover Cannonball, do like a full hop gunman so that way you can at least hit the head and then you don't have to worry about Cannonball going through that. See right there? Don't want to go for a clay pigeon. Oh no, he could have F-smashed him and he would have died. Yeah, because you got to keep in mind, Rapid Jab, just like all Rapid Jabs, it's very laggy. That one's one of the laggiest, but for good reason, because that thing kills you at like 110. It's really dumb. I'm surprised that he didn't roll through, unless he didn't hold it long enough, which that was probably the case. You wanted something a little bit more fancy. Actually, let's look at that. Let's look at that gunman very quick. I just want to see. I do want to see if that actually stopped it or not. The gunman was doing a lot, so. So whenever you hear commentators get it wrong, it does suck. And speaking of experience as a commentator. Please shoot. Wait a minute. Okay, either he got really lucky, or that the hurt box of the cannonball itself is a lot smaller. Let me look at let's look at the hitbox data for Junior, because I think they have at least the size of what it is. Okay, so it's definitely not the hitbox. You just might be able to go through it. Just to kind of show you guys what it looks like. Here it is. So it moves up and down, and if the hitbox is overall bigger than it, then it's got to have a smaller hurt box, because that thing just went right through, or maybe no hurt box at all. That's a hard one to tell. Yeah, because like right there, the cannonball gone for it. So your gunman might be able to rip through this every single time. I'll have to test that. Definitely the sombrero gunman will never have to worry about that. I think the bigger test would be if we go for black coat gunman. If black coat gunman goes through it, that means all gunmen can just rip right through cannonball. So if that's the case, that's a really good zone breaker against cannonball. That's going to be the ideal. It's just, of course, if you get lanky, it's going to do nothing. So that's at least important to know. I'm happy. Oh no, you can throw out a can. Okay, yeah. So, reason why it was important to throw out can there. So you're in this scenario. If you had can there, you could have covered this landing. So he doesn't. He has to go even further. Yeah. See, like can there would have covered all of that. And then you could have pinged it further, so that way you could have it go to blinking state. So if it goes to blinking state and he jumped over here, it would have exploded. Maybe would have killed him. Oh, man. I would have just bet on the can shield poking. So, what was his percentage at? He was at 170. Yeah, so in this case, I would just say that I think because it hit, I think it just hit Iggy. No, it's not Iggy. I forget his name. No one cares. Because it like hit the junior itself instead of the cart. I think that actually like guaranteed the kill there. Could be wrong. No, that hit the bar. Okay, never mind. I lied. He was just dead. But overall, BluPrint played that pretty well for the most part. Don't really have too many complaints there. Just got to play around Cannonball a little bit better, but he did get better. It's Larry. That was his name. Yeah, I literally came to that conclusion the same time I saw you do it. Okay. Okay, good setup there. Can set up. So that clay pigeon wasn't bad just because it was safe. That was just really good spacing on Matt's part there. Okay. Yes. Yes. Oh, we got the 4. Honestly, so something I'll say here. This is more high level stuff at that point. Which that was pretty hype. So something to keep in mind about this whole scenario right here. Junior, as I mentioned before, has no real quick options to get out of disadvantage. So most of the time, if you're fighting somebody like him or a heavy, they're going to be looking to air dodge out of you. So in this case, when you get your player to this platform, go for a smash attack that can cover on both sides. So ideally, you're going to want to go for like down smash, cover the direction that you think he's going to tech in. So then that way, yeah. So actually, okay, that up air made a lot of sense, but he wasn't ready to just like run back grab and then do it. But yeah, if he did that down and then down smash, you would have looked really clean. that cannonball is so active. It still punished him all the way down there. Oof. That was very interesting. Oop. Okay. Okay, good there. Good coverage by Cad. Just keep it simple. You'll get the stock. That was interesting. So it looks like the armor is long enough that it can go through the entirety of the clay pigeon, the clay pigeon break. So that's important to know. So even if you do land one, he's not going to fall out of it. So yeah, no, clay pigeon you're not going to be going for too often unless you have like a good read. It looks like that cannonball also does a pretty significant amount of shield damage there too. Like honestly, like right now, BluPrint's downfall is that he's just going for way too much clay pigeon. Like he got the 4 string. So like I understand why you're feeling saucy with it, but you gotta stop. And that's death. Ooh, okay, so not a bad idea, but you have to remember you're not fighting Duck Hunt, so their tech rolls are gonna be a bit longer than that. Duck Hunt's tech rolls absolutely awful. In terms of distance, at the very least. Okay, I'm glad that he at least knows that he can shield the Mecha Koopa. Fortunately, he doesn't really have the best idea of what to do with it. Up air, almost just enough DI on that. But yeah, see, like, he just keeps going for Clay Pigeon here, and that's kind of what's doing him in at the moment. He got lucky he didn't DI that right. If he DI'd that right, he might have lived. 7%. Okay, so actually a full Clay Pigeon would go through it. So in that case, he could have actually gone for the grounded Clay Pigeon loops, and Junior can't do anything about that. Okay, yeah, there we go. He just wasn't paying attention to the can at that moment. God, there's people out there that think Hero's banned. What? Numbers and cumulative. Oh, in a single hit. Okay, yeah. So Clay Pigeon's never breaking Larry out of cart then. So you have to hit him himself. That's good to know. That's good to know. So Clay Pigeon Mines, very bad against Junior Cart. Okay. Oof. Yeah, that was a very bad Clay Pigeon. Like, honestly, BluPrint's entire issue is that he's not playing it like game one. Like, if he played it like game one and didn't go for all these Clay Pigeons, he would be okay. Like, literally, that is the issue with his neutral. That's frustrating to watch. Because it's like, when he's just playing against, navigating around the projectiles, he knows what to do. There he was kind of dead, but he could have gotten a little bit lower. Just air dodge down, go through. But, Junior can cover that as well. Okay, we're gonna beat this one. These are bad commentators. Let's see. Yeah, so right now, just because now that we don't have too much space to play with on Smashville, oh, is that no? You're living that. Just because we don't have too much space to play with on Smashville, it can be really hard to get something started here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, that was so unfortunate. So it's definitely hard for BluPrint to really get another thing started here. At least he got the ledge set up there. Okay, so this is where we start our advantages. And those instances, when he has to air dodge to the ledge, or he can't, that's when you throw out that soft nair, just because that's a guarantee that you're going to go through it. Yeah, I think overall, like the issue with this stage is the lack of space just makes it really hard to find your ground again, especially like if Junior has everything running. So while you will be able to kill him a lot earlier, I'm just not necessarily sure this is the one you want to go through, especially if you're throwing out Clay Pigeons like crazy. That's not going to kill. Back in the day, that would kill. This isn't Smash 4. And backer well. Okay. Oh yeah. So you have to remember if it's in front or behind you, Clay Pigeon's gonna explode just because you have that one frame change where the Clay Pigeon's in front of you, then instantly behind you. It's unfortunate. Okay, back air. Okay, at least he went for the safe op, that he's dead. Okay, yeah. Honestly, let's look at this game a little bit more, particularly on stock 2. Stock 3, I think he played fine. It was too late at that point. The big issue that he had there was just like the way that he was playing disadvantage. Oh god, he was immediately at 59. So, okay, we have a pretty good start there. I respect the clay pigeon attempt there just because you can cover tech options, but, you're covering tech in place or you're covering tech away. It was a little bit off on his spacing in terms of the height that he needed. And the one issue that he's having here, he's not really just relying on just, using air dodges to get down, which, you can do that. There, because he's at 50%, you have to do the short hop for the clay pigeon. The grounded one wasn't going to connect. So that was just at least knowledge on how you're supposed to do it, but, no stranger for knowing how to do it correctly. Whenever you see a junior air dodge off of up B, he is always going to swing the hammer. If that hits your shield and then he lands with a significant amount of lag. So let me see how negative that is on shield. So unfortunately they don't have the frames for that. Let's open up the Smash calculator real quick. Smash calculator. Hollywood Cloud. I just controlled this domain. It's not really my Hollywood Cloud at the moment. Let's see. No, why is it Smash? Why is it saying Smash 4 move data? Dang it. I guess that's all we got. Bandage hammer 1. And target modifier, no. Parameters. Wait, I can't put landing frame? Pukadar, thanks for the follow. I am mad. Okay, so I actually can't find the data on how this works. So, okay, so this is what we can do. Let me just do this. So we are going to do landing frame, hit frame. So the damage of this move is 13%. Okay. 9 frames of shield lag. Okay. And then the move has 37 frames of landing lag. Okay, I think that's all we really need. All right. So. On shield. Wait. What? Hold up. Oh, there we go. Okay. I figured it out. So, okay, it's negative 23 on shield. That's what it is. Negative 23. So, this is a very easy move to punish. Duck Hunt is very good. I'll just throw that out there very quick. I'm going to like the stage against Bowser Jr. Let's see. Lack of space somewhat annoying, but I'm not good for CP if I'm the stage. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if Duck Hunt gets the advantage on Junior, it's going to be the same thing that Junior was doing to BluPrint as Duck Hunt would do to Junior. So in that case, like I think it's kind of even in terms of the type of advantage you get. It's just Junior's going to kill you a lot quicker. That same goes for Duck Hunt. I kind of like the idea of not detonating the clay pigeon because, like, if he tries to cover roll there, you at least got yourself to be safe. Yeah, I just need to see. Oh, okay, that was actually a huge drop for him because he could have taken that stock right there. But okay, he immediately got back into it. Because, like, right now he's holding advantage very well, but he dropped the ball on that one. And that was just a good setup from him. And that was just unfortunate. He buffered up B there. Probably would have just done an air dodge down or something like that. So just make it a little bit more ambiguous for him to cover. Or even go back to ledge. And like there, he wasn't really ready to cover that move there. That was a really good setup, but unfortunately, he, Nair's going to send in that direction. And like, I don't really blame him going for that. Because like over here, he's doing fine. Let's see how this stop plays out. It's just he just kind of just got put in like a lot of unlucky scenarios there. That's kind of the way that I see it. Negative 23. So when you do up B as junior and you swing the hammer, so abandoned ship hammer, if you get the strong hit of abandoned ship, then it is very strong. Then that's what happens. So if you get the weak hit, then it is negative 21 on shield. Oh wait, hold up. Aerial move. Use landing lag. 37. Okay, so it's negative 27 if you get the weak hit. So honestly, very, very easy move to punish. So that's something that you want to go for when that happens. What's your question? But yeah, so before I do close this out, I will respond to your question as well. BluPrint, you did fine. You just gotta how to play it like that first game. Just like be mobile, move around his projectiles. They have quite a lot of lag to it, so you can punish that. Even like the clown cart has quite a lot of lag. It's just that he can mix it up a lot better with moving in there. So you just kind of have to go around that and then just find your fares and everything, and then get those punishes in there as well. And if you do that, you'll do fine. You've shown that you know how to fight this matchup. You know how to interact with Mecha Koopa and all that. Just don't get so pigeonholed in throwing out those clay pigeons, and you'll be good. And definitely, I got the hammer wrong. I'll show you what I did. So I went aerial move. I put the landing lag. It said the landing lag was 37 frames of landing lag. And then if you put the landing lag for it. Wait, did it change up the... Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like that should be correct. It says your shield advantage is negative 23, which that sounds right to me. Bowser doesn't have good frame data and stuff, but when does exploding frame data come into play if a character has bad startup? Okay, so in neutral, basically, if a character has absolutely atrocious frame data, that means when you get in, you're able to just like push your advantage like crazy. That also means that when you have your can out in certain positions, they have a lot less like available to them in those certain instances. So like, a lot of times they will be forced to go more into shield, air dodge, roll in those scenarios. And also when you're under them, and if like, let's say they throw out an attack, they don't really have a way to respond unless like they can get like a hitbox there. It's 13. So that's the case. Yeah, you're right. So that move is negative 25 on shield. Oh, it's because it's 1v1. That's why. So the base damage is 13, but when you put it into 1v1, then it'll be 15, I believe is what it was. Because UFD is not for 1v1, right? Okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay, yeah, so I had it correct then. And Abby Street, oh, thanks for the follow. I feel like I've seen you around. 1v1's applied automatically. But yeah, no, it's just the data multiplier with Smash Ultimate and all that. So it's just it's a whole host of things. But yeah, overall, we kind of got sidetracked. So BluPrint for the ESSA recording. Play like game one. You'll be fine. That's all you got to do. Just don't throw out clay pigeons. You'll be good. Just be ready. Your ledge setups were good at first, but then you started falling apart. So make sure you're smart about your can where you place it, so you could cover those. And clay pigeon is just not the answer to junior. You could sauce them like crazy when you land one, but just be smart about how you're trying to land it. Yeah, that's basically it for that.